felt with the way they looked, or like touch it and be like, oh no, I don't want that anymore. But in the process of making these things, people would come up to them and be like, oh, these are amazing! They would get super excited. They would actually want to interact with these things. They would want to, hold them and carry them around, and they were less repulsed by them and more really just intrigued by them. And so really, by putting these pieces in here, I'm sort of just asking you to come in and play and be around these pieces and see if you like them or see if you don't, and then sort of respond to that. We have a response book outside, and that's what I want to know from you guys is like, what do you think about this? And what I thought about it is not necessarily what is truly seen about this. So perfect.
How much did you pay the little girl's parents to wear that dress?
I didn't pay them anything.
In relationship, because it's aesthetically perfect.
Yeah, no, that was a great job on your part. Yeah.
Totally.
No, she's my cousin's daughter, so that was not planned at all.
So what's the significance of the quilt?
Well, the quilt was made by my aunt for my high school graduation, and it sort of kind of, I guess, embodies this idea of my own love of like sewing and like how I learned how to do that when I was really young. Like I never learned how to make quilts, but that's something I want to do and experiment with. But that was something I wanted to, bring back into my sculpture, is that love that I had from when I was a kid, and bring it into more sophisticated stuff like this. And so the quilt was just kind of like, oh, that was just kind of like, it was like, not even a question, like, what am I going to put this on? Well, obviously I'm going to put it on the quilt because it just brings everything together. Because it had, it just, it invites people onto the quilt to come play with the quilt, come sit on the quilt like everybody's doing, so, yeah.
And why did you choose not to put, I know you were thinking about this, why did you choose not to put drawings or anything else in the gallery space?
Yeah, so initially there was a lot of drawings that went with these individual smaller pieces. And I was going to put them up on the wall and sort of make it a little bit more like an all-encompassing like child's playroom thing. Sort of like, you put the child's drawings like up on the wall and like, it's all cute and stuff. But I thought that the installation itself was the most important thing, and like everybody needed to focus on that and like, just get in and get intimate with it rather than worrying about what was on the walls or anything like that, so.
Yeah, I think I agree with your decision for leaving the drawings off. I think that would have made it like a different installation altogether. Because you talked about having like the quilt as like this kind of invitational space for those of us with really dirty shoes, or otherwise too. It's almost like an isolation, that kind of keeps these things a little bit separate, or at least a little bit away from wanting me to, at least me personally, to touch it initially. But then, once I did kind of like start to interact with it, like I was kind of blown away by the fact that giant bear is not in fact like tea-stained muslin, it's actually like latex and kind of follows through with that material sensibility with the rest of them. I was, that's really, I thought that was really kind of astounding. I think there's a lot of things that it goes with in terms of something that kind of relates to childhood and play, and this kind of like, this sense of comfort and embodiment, especially when you're really tiny, hugging on the leg there. But there's like, with Japan now here, and so there's just kind of like this sense of touch and warm touch, even though it's rubber and but it's still this embodiment of like something that's friendly. But the snow too is kind of like, it's off-putting, so it has like this sense of isolation, invitation, and then off-putting isolation again with the snow. But so I think there's like a lot of different interesting things happening with this one.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think I agree with your decision of not putting the drawings on the wall, because I think if there were drawings and like process works on the wall, it might have made it look more of like a kind of traditional gallery space of like just painting your pictures on the wall. And I don't think that's exactly what you were going for here. I think you wanted it to be more of like an invitational playroom type thing, like you said. And I think if people had seen that, they might have walked around this to go look at something on the wall, and it might have like deterred them from actually interacting with it as you wanted.
And it's also kind of important to me. It's like something I've been really like pressed to think about since freshman year was like, how can I get people to touch sculptures? Because something I've done since I was little, just I want to touch the art. Like that's just to understand it better, just to get that thing. It's a very tactile thing for me. At least art making for me is a very tactile thing. And so I'm like, why don't I just make sculptures that people can touch? Like I'm the artist now. I can do that. Like I don't have to listen to other people's rules because I'm making them now. So.
I think you did.
Something so it came out, so I patched that back up. So it started off as a functional thing and it became a design thing later on.
I think it's a really nice transition from different materials in one piece too, because you have the latex and then you have the softness of a quilt or a blanket combined with that. And so like I find myself when I'm holding these like rubbing the latex and then rubbing the soft part and like in my head like comparing it. It's like a comfort thing. So that's really interesting.
Alright, well thank you guys so much. You're
Thank
welcome
you.
to ask any
Great
questions.
job.